Good morning and welcome to Gulfstream today. Brian Nato and Samantha Perry with you on an absolutely picture perfect Friday afternoon here in Hollandale Beach. A slight cut in the humidity. The temperature is not too high. Fast main track, beautiful firm turf course. Tapeta's right smack in the middle of all of it, and it is the penultimate day before the 14 race. I think Pete upstairs called it the Bonanza Fountain of Youth Day tomorrow.
You've just been waiting to call it the penultimate.
Heck yeah.
I beat you to it yesterday.
Can't wait for that card tomorrow. Obviously, the PPs and all that good stuff are already out there. Culminating with the Grade 2, the race 13 of 14 tomorrow is that Fountain of Youth, essentially an automatic qualifier for the Kentucky Derby. And, boy, what a great day of racing. 10 stakes races.
Yep, it's so much fun. It's just a cool day in general. Of course, last year in a very short field, we saw Dornick take the win as he turned out to be Grade 1 Haskell winner, Belmont winner, a cool horse, and it just these stakes races, it runs through Gulfstream Park, just the trajectory for the rest of the year for these 3-year-olds.
Without a doubt, and that's Saturday, but on Sunday, because it's a whale of a weekend here in Hollandale Beach, mandatory payout of the Rainbow Six. Now, there's 2 heavy days of lifting to get there, but regardless, Sunday will be fun in the Sunday to be sure.
Definitely.
With that estimated pool. Again, if it's not hit the next 2 days, big balloons.
Yep, it'll be big regardless, but very fun. Oh, tough sequence. Ron and I will film a video a little bit later. Our picks are out there, and get cracking.
I hope everybody, as we always do, hits today and tomorrow because you will need it for Sunday.
Definitely.
That is a beast of a sequence that the racing office put together. Before we get there, though, today the Rainbow still kicking, $425 in the estimated jackpot.
Yeah, and it just continues to grow. Some good racing today on a 10-race card.
10-race card.
It starts off in race number 5.
Yes, we'll get to that in a second with Ron's ticket. Of course, he'll be out here in a little bit, but let's kick it off with an early pick 5 in race number 1 here, and it's a tight ticket for me. We'll take a look at it. Just $12 for me. Very few scratches and changes on the card. We like that. Pete won't have a lot to do upstairs in terms of that. Race number 2 is a spread on the turf. Top pick is and always was the 1 without cause. Race 3, you can see me going too deep in there. I've got the 4 on top. That is Royal Ribbon, and I'll let everybody know that's a mandatory retail only pick 5 in that race as well. I think Samantha's got a ticket. Pick 4 in race 4, but I've got the 3 Minxie on top at a short number. And to get out, my best bet of the day, race 5, Want All the Smoke. Kent Sweezy won a Tapeta race yesterday with, go figure, a Bouchero, and he's back there today with my best bet of the day. Let's kick it off on a fast main track in race number 1. These are fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up, which have never won 3 races. Tag in here is $8,000, a clean 7-pack, and we're both on the same pick, and that is Sana Dora Girl.
She just looks like she's controlling here. It's a class drop. Class drop, I should say, because those were Parks and Penn National races, but still, she showed speed. She's just got some gears to her, and it seems like if she gets her head in front at the top of the lane, she just draws away.
Yeah, and she, I don't remember when. She was scratched maybe a month ago or so, but it's good to see Paco land here. Perfect horse kind of for him. You know, from not much in here. Mama Maria, what are you going to give us today? Because her form is just gone.
Yeah.
2 in a row now.
Exactly. I don't know. I'm hoping that the class drop will help, but she's one that you just don't know. Those A. D'Angelo Barn this week, just a little chilly, I feel like.
And I think they're hoping the class drop will help too. Such a tricky horse because you have no idea what's left in the tank. I'll take Cajun Anthem. If nothing else, she ran well last time to be second at the level. Good one on the turf at race 2 to kick off the early pick 4 and the TT pick 3. It's a maiden special weight on the turf. Okay. Thank you, boys. All right, the 13 is now officially out. We were wondering about that. And Paco, guys?
Yep, Paco.
Paco Lopez will ride the 15.
All right.
So 11, 13, 14 out. Paco Lopez on the 15. Miss Samantha on the TT pick 3 ticket. Fun sequence today.
It is. I don't have a single. It's a $54 play. Race number 6 to me was kind of a tough one. I do have the 4 Brenna on top. I'm not really sure. That race is that's a tough race. I could have added another 2 or 3 horses, and then the finale today. That's basically a turf sprint stakes. But I've got Urban Legend on top.
All right.
New face.
The G with the circle.
Yeah,
go figure.
go figure.
That to get us all out of here at the round
5:40.
40 in the PM is an awesome turf sprint race. Can't wait for that. Let's get back to a really good start to the sequence. Again, maiden special weight, rails at 59 feet. You need to be inside. You want to have speed as well, although you are going to the outside. My Brazilian girl, she does have speed. That is one thing. And I would assume being fresh speed, she might flaunt it a little bit today.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, too. It's great to have Frankie Dettori here. He'll be here throughout the rest of March, which is awesome.
Heard that, yeah. How about that?
It's great. And this is a good jockey for a horse like this, especially with the blinkers coming off. She's already got speed. He can read the racing form. And if there's anybody you want on the grass, it's Frankie Dettori.
We've had the privilege of seeing him now for a couple years, but never for an extended period of time.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
It will be fun, and it'll be fun just to see him get, on a daily basis, get acclimated here. But as she said, a world-class, immortal jockey, and especially on the turf. I'm on the inside without cause on the comeback. I don't know if she'll be on the lead, but she's got the speed to be anywhere Dylan Davis wants, and I'm not making a comparison with Dylan and Frankie, but as we've seen with Dylan, it's like every day he's gotten better down here too, with more racing and more riding here.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very nice, humble young man, and it's good when you're at the rail draw for a horse like this, because if she breaks, I think he's just going to go.
Yeah, definitely. And another speed horse, though, is a 9, Just So Pretty. Mm-hmm. She didn't necessarily have a fair go of it last time, getting dueled through wild splits, but she also caved pretty badly.
She did. My line on her was tired, ?
Yeah.
She was a gassed filly. She only had an October to January layoff. Sometimes that takes a lot out of a horse, so you would think that she would have a little bit more today, but she might be kind of a fraud.
Well, you know who else might be kind of a fraud is Cat Eyes.
Well,
because she was dreadful the other day, and I thought she was like really going places.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh boy, so maybe be a little careful about that January 5th race. Although this is a good stat
for the barn,
yeah, for Danny Gargan, and the barn has been not running a lot, but has been very, very live. And maybe Joel takes a little bit of a hold today too. It's not like he's the most aggressive early rider here, so maybe she can settle a little bit better. Race number 3, 7 furlongs on a fast main track. 12-5 maiden claimers here for the fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up. Scratch the 2, Mrs. Cashman. You got the pick 5 ticket?
No.
All right. We'll have one for you. It's the middle pick 5, retail only, middle pick 5, 50-cent wager. It's mandatory too. It's got to pay out. And it's not here?
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, all right, we're not going to have that today. I thought on a 10-race card I got it here. All right. Disregard everything. We've got like 11 of them tomorrow, though, so I promise you
Lots
that.
of pick 5s tomorrow.
Horizontals galore. All right, well, we'll have to check on that. Regardless, we're still going to run the race. I promise you that. Where are we going here?
I went to Did I Dazzle You, but I don't have a strong opinion in this race at all, Brian.
Yeah.
I just... she hasn't been on the dirt in some time, and maybe now the first time with Danielle Cordero on the dirt. I don't know.
Well, she's probably a little better horse than she was then, and you're right. The stats aren't indicating it. This is a barn that can get horses to turn a little bit. So the fact that he's going to run her on the main track for the first time, we'll see. I have nothing clever. You got to dig a little bit. Royal Ribbon, the dirt race at Laurel was a maiden special weight. Yeah. This barn has come down from Woodbine. I have noticed this now. They might bet this horse on that crazy wild drill.
Yeah.
This barn, Harold Ladouceur, has worked his horses very fast in the morning.
That I completely agree with. And I hope she shows more speed in the afternoon because she hasn't.
No, but in the morning, boy, I'm talking about the February 16th drill where she sizzled.
Quick.
Best of 52. Shiloh, of course, but why is it going to be today after 15 losses?
I don't know. Maybe 16's the
16's the charm?
Maybe.
We've seen it. We'll see. All right, 3 down. Then we'll take one more before the break. We got the 10-pack here today. I keep forgetting that. Race number 4 is 5.5 on the Tapeta. These are $8,000 3 L's, fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upwards, and clean race of 8. And let's see what we got going on in here. There it is. So this is the pick 4, and I put it together here. $30 pick 4 for me. I've got the one single in race 5, and again, that is my best bet. Want all the smoke in race number 6. 5 deep for me. Very tricky turf race. I'm on the inside with Better Than Better, and in race number 7 to hopefully get me out of this sequence, I'm going to go 4 deep. The top pick is the 8, Jack's Promise, who I think is clearly the horse to beat back on the main track with Lasix for the first time for Dale Romans. The one Consolidated is interesting down on the inside. Could possibly get loose in there. It's a $30 middle, ever popular middle pick 4 ticket, and we'll start it here. One more before the break. You trying to beat Minxie? I just thought she was going to be very tough in here. All right.
I am
we'll
only because of the post position here.
Okay.
I like this outside post. Jurassic Chick has run well. I don't usually like to pair up wins, double up wins on the Tapeta here, but I just like the way she drew off down the lane last time out, and she's just drawn better than Minxie. The race runs through the both of them.
I will say this is, and I've said this in the past, this is not a bad race to come in off a win.
Nope.
You know, when the lower level claimers rising in class, this is not a salty group. Minxie to me is just down the road in here. Probably a little too much for these, but she's going to be a very short price. They bet Kent's horses regardless.
Yep.
And her 2 Tapeta races, 2 and 3 back. The last time she was on the surface would wallop this field.
Yep.
But I'll tell you what, she was not good at all on the main track in her last race, and she's run okay on the main track. So I don't know where her form could be.
That was a too tough a race.
It was, but she didn't have to be beating a football field
No,
either.
she didn't.
That's all.
Yeah, her last win was December of 2023.
It's been a long time between drinks for Minxie. There's no doubt about it. I do like the fact that she's never lost her speed, though. So
That's very good.
I'll give her that.
Yeah.
So we'll take a quick break here. Oh, we got a stat, too. Kent won yesterday
He
as
did.
well. So dirt to Tapeta. And actually, now that I think of it, that stat's going to move up one because the Bouchero filly was dirt last time, too.
Yep, it was. So that's, add another win to that.
7 for 28.
I'm not going to do the percentage.
25%.
There you go.
How about that?
Cool.
Oh, yeah. And the ROI a lot higher as well. Kent's going very, very good this championship meet. All right, 4 down, 6 to go. When we come back, it's Rainbow 6 time. 425 in your estimated jackpot. Stay tuned.
And they're off.
Win big with new DRF All Access Past Performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access Past Performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
And welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian and Samantha with you on a picture perfect, and I'm going to quote Ronnie, he'll be out here, a Chamber of Commerce kind of day. What a Friday it is here in Hollandale Beach, a fast and firm main track and turf course, Tapeta as well. And the big news, the Rainbow 6 now on a 10-race Friday card will kick off in race number 5. As we mentioned, Ronnie will be out here for the opener. Let's take a look at his ticket, and we'll mention again, mandatory day on Sunday, and Ron and Samantha will have a video out for that, and we'll all have tickets, of course. No single, but back with the traditional 43-20.
I like it. Race 6, that's a tough race. He's got Vino, Limon, as well as Bugged Out and Camp's Princess. Just too deep for him in race number 7. Lawler looks good, and Step for Ian Wilkes. Race 8, Insisting and Alpha Blue. Insisting is my best bet today. Kind of a bold one in a wide open field. Race number 9, he has Talbingo as well as Ponent for Billy Therinos. And in race number 10, the finale. Wow, what a good race. Excited to get into it. Mattingly, XY Speed, and Biz Biz Buzz. These all 3 tangled last time. 43-20 is the play.
And I know Ponent for Billy off the claim for Roddy Valente. That's his long shot today.
Cool.
That's a good race on the
It is.
Tapeta as well. 43.20 there. And again, a big one tomorrow, but of course Sunday, mandatory day as well. Let's get back to the opening leg now. We're 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta. It's a $35,000 maiden claimer here for the 3-year-old fillies. A clean 8-pack, and we are both on the same horse. My best bet of the day, your top pick is the 5. Want all the smoke, going upwards, it looks like, for Kent Sweezy.
Yeah, definitely. They jumped her up to the $50,000 level last time, and she ran quite well. Sometimes the class drops or class rises don't matter too much on the Tapeta, I feel like, especially when you're in with the maiden group. So now that she's in for the 35, this is a good post. Jorge Ruiz has done good work riding for Kent Sweezy. He was the one who was aboard yesterday for the mare, the Bouchero mare. So I agree.
Yeah, I think she's in a really good spot today. Lost a couple of replays early, but we'll show you one now between the 1 Pretty Liza and
Meet Me in the Air.
Yeah, the 6 Meet Me in the Air, and you know the roles are reversed today.
Mm-hmm.
Meet Me in the Air is outside of Pretty Liza, and she still beat her last time. You got Irad and D'Angelo. I don't want anything to do with Pretty Liza from down there with this draw.
No, it's it's a really, really tough spot to be in there, and unfortunately, that's just the luck of the draw or the unluckiness of the draw here. But Meet Me in the Air is drawn really well, and like we said with Cordero Barn, just did a lot of good work here last summer. Or last year. It doesn't really reflect in the stats here today, but I feel like he's bound to get on the podium. Maybe it's today.
We talk about races within a race. Meet Me in the Air ran so much better than Pretty Liza did in that race, being on the inside, dueling the entire way, and still keeping her at bay. And the problem for both of them, I think, they stretch out to 5.5 today, and I don't know if especially with the rail. That's why I went away from that race. The 7's Brittany's Way, back on the Tapeta. It was a maiden special weight, albeit against Florida breds for Kelsey Danner. So I think she's eligible to move up a little bit.
Yeah, I think so too. I wish there was a little bit longer of a race for her.
Yeah, and also she's back on 12 days rest too, so that is a quick turnaround.
It is very quick. Wow, sure. Can I get that on record of you saying that?
12 days rest?
It's a quick turnaround. Quick turnaround. You usually like that a lot.
Well, I would say actually in a weird sort of way, I'd like it even smaller. You know, if it's like 5 or 6 days rest, I like.
All right.
That's confident. I don't know.
You're old school.
I am old school. All right, late pick 5 here in race number 6 kicks off with the definition of a head scratcher on the turf. Let's see Samantha's ticket, and then we'll get into it because there are so many different ways you could go in here.
Oh, this race is so tough, and we'll get into it in a bit. Race 7, I do have the 2 on top. That's Lawler. Race number 8, there's my single of Insisting. There's a couple I could have added in here, but I think Insisting sitting on a big race today. Race number 9, the 2 King Doro on top. I like Talbingo a lot too. And Haymack It's Jack is a little bit of an unknown that I find a little bit interesting. And in race number 10, all the way out to Urban Legend. But I have the main players, Mattingly, XY Speed, Biz Biz Buzz in the mix.
All right, so back on race number 6, a mile and a 16th on a firm turf course. 3-year-old fillies, $35,000 claimers here. We're predictably, I think, all over the place.
Yeah.
You are on Brenna, who is she is interesting for Nick Palmer. She's run one time on the turf. She had 0 chance in a stakes race. Now she's back off a little bit of a freshening.
I'm not really a fan of connects on the grass. I'll be honest, a lot of this field is not really bred for the grass.
No.
Somebody's got to win. At least she has been on the grass. She's shown more speed in the past. This is a complete stab, but I just know that she's a good-looking filly, and I like the fact that Edgar gets aboard.
Absolutely. So 4 of the 8 horses are coming out of the Bellavino race that was on February 7th. She's going to be in a stakes tomorrow.
Yep.
Fringe contender, but she's okay for Safi. None of them really did any running. The horse that was best that day was Meet Grina at 111 to 1.
Yeah, that was...
I took the 1. She's got Tyler. She's got a good draw, too. It was her first start against winners, better than better.
Maybe.
That's a stab.
Yeah, I know. That's really this whole race. I
made her the morning line favorite, even though, to be fair, Michigrina ran the best race that day.
Yeah.
But again, she was 111 to 1. I want to show you the race that Neblina won.
Yes.
Because that W word is significant because none of these horses, you said it, and I agree with you wholeheartedly. I don't know if there's a turf horse in this race.
It doesn't really look like it. Not really.
She's the only one that's won on turf.
Yes, and that's huge here. This was not that great of a race, I think, but to be honest,
not at all.
It's not really. You had Cam's Princess come back and win after this, but that was on the Tapeta, so you can't really say it was. This is a race where they're gonna all. One of them will have their day, I think.
Yeah, you're gonna need a trip here.
Yep.
I will say this: she was very game
She
because
was.
Cam's Princess was about 3 to 5 there off the far turn. Very game, but this is a race where I think a lot of real tickets are going to buy this race, and you don't have to worry about it much. Problem is, there might not be singles anywhere else.
That's the problem, yeah.
And that's certainly race 7 as we kick off the late pick 4 on a $50,000 maiden claimer for 3-year-olds here. We do scratch the 6. Ortho Star. I'll run you through my ticket real quick. It's another $30 pick 4 ticket. You can see the single is in race number 9. I will say this, in race number 2, the race number 8, the 2 Breezer is my long shot. In race number 9, I've got the single of King Doro. If it's not him, I don't really know who it is. I can't wait for race 10, and I like Mattingly in there, and I think he's in a great spot. We'll show you the replay when they all tangled last time. Not a fair go of it for Mattingly with everything up against him, too. Interested to see what you did with race 7. It's on a 7 furlongs on a fast main track, of course. You are down towards the inside with Lawler, who's going to add Lasix, going to get a weight break with Melvis Gonzalez, and it's going to be a pretty square price, I would think.
I hope. The races last year could win this. Now, is he as good as he was last year? I don't know. I hope he's better. But I think that it's a good sign that we'll get Lasix on today, and if nothing else, a weight break, like you mentioned.
Yeah, without a doubt. And Ruben Sierra's won some races at the championship meet. Another one of his homebreds here. And I like the weight allowance as well.
It helps.
You know, Jack's Promise, you kind of sift through the form a little bit. The last time he ran on the main track, he didn't have Lasix. He's going to have it today.
Yeah, he will. And that was
in a spot where, I should say, in a spot where he had a legitimate chance.
Yes, at Churchill you're talking about. Yeah, because you look back at his maiden race with River Thames, he's not that type of horse. So now we'll see if we can get him here. Yeah,
and he's not a 2-turn turf horse either. Dale Romans have a really good go of it. I thought Sarkis was pretty interesting here for Kathleen Owen. I know Tampa races, but special weight dropper here with a little speed.
Yeah, she's sneaky with these types of moves. Yeah.
No idea what racing driver the 7's going to give today.
I don't know either.
Walked off last time after he clipped heels. He's been a disappointment. They haven't bet him at all.
Yeah.
For a barn that they fire on pretty good. Maybe the wake up today.
Yeah.
On the drop. Tricky one in race 8 on the Tapeta. $8,000 2 L's here. 4-year-olds and up. We scratch out the 8 R's for sure. And Jack switch on the 2. That's my long shot. Rojas is going to ride the 2 Breezer. And you have a big opinion on the 5 Insisting, who's hasn't seen it out, but he's been in very good form.
Yeah, he has. We'll take a look at the replay here. And this was a really, really good effort. The way that he was just dueling here with Frisian, who Frisian is in the race today as well. So I thought that I get that Frisian, you don't want to be where he is at this point of the race at all, but I thought Insisting is just a very, very game horse. They're slowly starting to bet this horse a little bit more now, which I think is a good thing. And the numbers fit in this field.
Oh, he's getting bet today for sure.
Oh, he's got to,
And you can argue the race even goes through him because you have no idea what you're getting from Alpha Blue.
Yeah.
But it is Safi, it is Irad. That's why he's favored in here, at least in the morning line.
Yeah.
Breezer's interesting to me because just draw lines through the route races. I don't care about them. He was on the pace those days as well. The sprints, for 12.5 were pretty good efforts. He wasn't that far behind Frisian 3 starts back. Should offer value. He's my long shot today.
I think I hope you get a good price.
Yeah.
The lack of speed as of late. The 24.48. That's 2-turn speed. He's got to be a little bit snappier today.
Yeah, and I think he'll run off a little bit, but not so far that he's got to loop him.
Right.
The horse I think is interesting. You don't have. I have him in second. Starry Night. Again, another one of those horses. I'm not sure where his form is. We haven't seen him since late August. I'm not going to tell you he's going to run back to the Topeka race. That was literally 375 days ago. But if he does, he's going to beat this field.
Yeah, and if he's got his speed that he showed on the grass course at Colonial, watch out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would say watch the tote board on him. He's been in trainer Michelle Hemingway's barn before.
Yep.
We'll see what we get today off a long, long layoff. We'll see if he's live or not. Race number 9 now, late double in what's a $50,000 starter allowance, a mile and a 16th on the Topeka, a clean field of 7 of 4-year-olds and up. It's a good race, too. But with all that being said, King Doro, the 2, is going to be a massive favorite in here.
Yeah, though the race runs through him, but as far as
we'll show you the race.
Yeah, we'll show you the race. Here's my issue with him. This was fantastic on the Topeka, and this was the first time he was going to run on the Topeka for Jose D'Angelo. And out of his 2 Topeka starts, he's got to win in a second-place finish, so he's going to be right there. And the way that he was able to work out a trip from this spot, Irad Ortiz just had so much confidence in him because where are you going right here? There wasn't anywhere to go, but it was great because he didn't go to the inside. That's not a spot you want to be. And he came out firing, Brian.
He was just so much the best. So Irad was just, decided, well, why bother getting maybe in trouble on the inside? I'll loop them all. Now, he's going from 25 to 50, but with all that being said, I'm not sold on what's in here.
Yeah, and look at this, turf to Topeka routes, 22%.
Yeah, because he ran okay on the turf last time, too. So he's going to be a short number in here, and I really wasn't looking to beat him. Underneath, I will say this, underneath it could be anybody's game, and that's what our picks kind of belie here. Tal Bingo was so good last time. The problem with Tal Bingo is you got Ponin in there as well. To me, they've got to hook up.
Yeah, they might. That's the question, right? You don't know. I could see it setting up where Tyler goes to the front and Johnny V just sits to the outside of him.
Okay, well, that could be a problem too, though. That's why I was.
Well, that makes good point. I guess if you just look at on the thoroughgraphs, Talbingo runs 7s and Ponent runs 11.
Oh yeah, I think opponents are one up against it today, facing winners in a good group. Whereas Talbingo, he's done nothing wrong in 2 starts for Brian Lynch. What a finale we have for you in race number 10. It's an optional claimer on the turf, 4-year-olds and up. Again, the rail's at 59 feet. Scratch the inside horse, the 1. If not for luck, you could go 8 or 9 different ways in here. You're going all the way to the outside. Urban Legend, the first time gelding on the comeback for D'Angelo.
Big, heavy horse. I'm so glad that they cut him. And there are no works on him at XBTV. Nope. First time gelding, like you said. I love that move here. He'll break from an impossible post position. I don't know what we'll get today. I love his Keeneland race when he won. Only 3 works on the page as of late, so this is going to be a pretty fresh horse, I think. I don't know what we'll get today. They're probably going to bet him. The More Play Racing connections, they like to they bet. I feel like they're group bets, but I don't know.
There could be 8 different favorites in this race. I just thought the post position was kind of his doom. Let's show the race, guys, because this is the big race that everybody, the main, got XY Speed. Biz Bud just popped them on the front end. Mattingly's the one I want you to watch. Bonus moves in there. Mattingly off the layoff, facing older horses for the first time in an absolute impossible position. And then this happened, too.
Yeah, you don't want to lose momentum like that, especially when he was just moving forward. And this horse, I want to give credit to the Joe Orsino barn. This horse looked fantastic off the layoff, and he's just got to be sharper here today. Now, that was his first race facing older, and he asserted himself really well. But he's going to have to take another step forward because even though he did get into a little bit of trouble, XY Speed and Biz Buzz, they always have their running shoes on.
Yeah, I didn't like how, XY Speed just to me was a little flat. He ran fine. I don't want to beat him up too much. The thing for Biz Buzz, he went 44 flat. This is going to sound silly. That's not very fast on this turf course.
Yeah. And
you got Yes I'm Free, who's never seen a group like this in forever.
Yeah.
If ever. He'll throw 42 and change at you.
Yes.
This is a wild
fast
class
horse.
drop for him.
Yeah, it is. And he'll get Lasix back on, which he has not had
Very scary.
since November.
Yeah, the race clearly goes through him. He's a graded stakes winner on the turf. He's not that horse anymore, but Laura Cesares has done such a good job with him. XY Speed, speaking of good jobs, Mike Lerman's done a good job with him too, but he's also, we all know now, he's not the same horse anymore.
Yeah.
He's in for 62.50 as he was last time. We'll see about it today. What a fascinating, fun finale that's going to really test the mettle of horizontal players to get out of the card. But take a look at the lightning round as well, and we're going to test a lot of handicappers over the course of the weekend with these horizontals that we have. But the coast to coast today. Is it today with the window? Yeah, I love this. An hour and 33 minutes. More of that, please.
Yeah, this is a very snappy window, and 2 races here from Gulfstream, so get cracking. We just gave you the Gulfstream races. Take a look at the 3 from Santa Anita, and tomorrow in the Coast to Coast, it is going to be an all-graded stakes.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah.
TT pick 3. Quickly on that is back today.
Yep.
Races 2, 6, and 10. You
Yep.
can see the $3, 15% takeout. We got a mandatory on Sunday, and that's going to be huge as well. 2 days left, but regardless, it's mandatory. It'll be huge if we get there today and tomorrow. I'm glad you put this in. Good job by you, because Grande was just that yesterday. He did get all the best of it, but this was a very, very decisive and comprehensive win.
It was, and he handled the mile in an 8th test very well. Those were Poli Silks.
9 mile and an 1/8. You can't stress that enough.
Yeah, a mile and an 1/8. This was only his 2nd start too, so good on him. He ran really well. It's funny, I had said before the race that he doesn't look like a real 2-turn horse, but I said either did Fierceness, and how about that with the Fierceness, the Rapoli Silks just busted out a win.
Saw Fierceness galloping the other day,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's great to see him back. Yeah.
Insisting today, best bet?
Yes, insisting is my best.
I'm back with Kent Sweezy today, a little earlier on the card. Want all the smoke in race 5. Long shot, you got one today?
Yeah, and
Good.
race number 2, it is the 10, my
All
Brazilian
right.
girl.
And I got one, where am I going? My long shot. Breezer, that's right, Breezer, with Rojas aboard, 8-1 in that good one on the Tapeta with her best bet. So that's it for us. Pete's upstairs. Not a lot to do today. We like that. Limited scratches and changes on the card. It's a beautiful Friday. Ronnie's coming out shortly, kicking off Fountain of Youth weekend. We're happy to have you aboard.